phonies. This is Crazy Pretzel here, coming to you live here in Marietta, Ohio. Giving you education here back and forth. This is a Pioneer Marietta circa 1792 picture here. This is basically, I'm live on the Ohio River. And it's just kind of a little, cool little map here with some interesting history stuff back and forth here. We're going to pay Marietta, Ohio a little bit of respect here. We're going to get this on film. Going to get this live on the internet. So y'all can be educated. Because when we're not educated, we don't know things. We can't learn from our history and mistakes. Although this is more historical, and also kind of sort of feel like that, these people aren't going to come back from the dead and haunt us here. The people that founded us here in Marietta, Ohio. Kind of got to get a shot of all this. All this info is important. What up, phonies? It's Crazy Pretzel here, live from the Ohio River here, Marietta. If I wanted to pay 25 cents to see something that I can already see, I would invest a quarter in there, but I'm not going to. Anyway, phonies, Crazy Pretzel here. This is a review of my show that I went to at Marietta, Ohio. It was Remix Pro Wrestling, and it was definitely classic, not vintage, but classic last night. A little indie fed here. I'm gonna do my best to review this. Problem is that I don't know some of these wrestlers' names. You don't get an actual list of, like, who wrestled and whatnot. So, and with a shitty audio system, it kind of makes it a little challenging. But based off that, I'm going to kind of go through some of the matches here and do my best. Like this first match here is just, I don't mean to bash any names, but the only guy that I knew, it was a fatal four-way match for like a cruiserweight title or something like that. The only guy's name that I remember, his name was CJ. He was kind of like he was a heel. He had like a little robe on like Bobby Roode does. But I don't know, there were these other three guys in there, two bad guys, two good guys. One of the good guys kind of like botched some of his dives. I was kind of getting nervous for him going up to the top rope and stuff. The champion, he was this comical character. He was like doing leapfrogs over the bad guys, making them punch each other. The cool thing with this match, though, that I will say was it was like kind of like a hardcore match. So it's like there were chair shots and ladder shots and stuff in it. It was pretty cool. It was a good match. Like I said, if they post results of like the matches or who was on the show, because Remix Pro Wrestling does actually produce DVDs of their shows, I will update the forum and give credit where credit's due. So on who was in it. So the one of the bad guys won the cruiserweight belt. It was CJ. He won the cruiserweight belt. So then it was kind of weird at the end. He started cutting a promo about giving all the guys a rematch or something. Thought it was kind of strange for a bad guy to want to give other people a rematch for the belt, but whatever. That was that matchup. Next matchup was Jock Sampson against I don't know the name of this guy. He was a short little guy. He had like a monkey costume on. He actually had like a tail with his costume. He was cool. This was a fun match. Jock Sampson came out. Jock Sampson has like a cowboy kind of gimmick. Comes out with a cowbell, kind of a little bit of a fat guy, a little bit like myself. Maybe except I'm not as fat as he is, unfortunately. So anyway, though, so Sampson comes out. He cuts a promo. He's ripping on the town. He definitely has like a southern kind of accent to the voice. And this monkey guy comes out, and for some reason, like the crowd, there's like toilet paper and bananas. I don't know. The people must have handed this stuff out to the crowd, or it must have just been paid people to toss it in the ring or something. But they start bombarding the ring with bananas and toilet paper. And then Sampson cuts if you throw this one more time or something, I'm leaving or something like that. So the crowd naturally starts throwing stuff at him. And someone threw a banana right at the guy's at the balls. It was funny. So they have a matchup. It was pretty good. They did like a little Eddie Guerrero, fake out cheating thing here. It was kind of funny. Like Sampson, the ref took a bump. He was kind of like turned away for a second. Samson, like, basically, like, threw his cowbell, like, at the monkey guy, and then, laid backwards to kind of make it look like the whole, the ref would see the monkey guy had hit him with the cowbell to get disqualified. So the monkey guy throws the cowbell back at him, and then he falls to the ground, and then they're just kind of tossing the bell back and forth to try to make it look like that. Eventually, like, the ref's, out of it, he doesn't see it. So they both stand up, they're both holding the cowbell. The ref, like, turns and looks at both of them, and then they just both fall to the ground. It was kind of strange, but it was funny. But this was a fun match. The winner of this matchup was, the monkey actually won the match. Although I think this should have been a disqualification. So he's got, like, this tail, like, on his costume. He hits Samson with it like a weapon and knocks him out. I could just totally see old school Bobby Heenan being like, is that tail loaded or something? Like, I mean, it was a good match. It was entertaining. So, let's see. What did we have next on here? Kind of going through my list here. Okay. So, Tenille Dashwood came out. She was supposed to wrestle on this show. She said her doctor said she couldn't wrestle. I don't know if she got injured. I don't know. Like, if maybe she wrestled Ring of Honor or something and got injured. Don't know. But I'm not angry so much with that because she was cool. She was, like, signing autographs and taking pictures and stuff, like, most of the show. And the fact that she showed up for it was still pretty cool. So I'm not faulting her for that. So instead of her versus Britt Baker, we had Britt Baker. She's the Remix Women's Female Champion. Obviously, she's a female woman. It was her against Samantha Heights, and Samantha Heights was cool. She's kind of short, like Madison Rain's short too. Madison Rain, Alexa Bliss. They had a pretty good matchup. Britt Baker won. It was good. I would definitely check it out if you can get access to the DVD. Alrighty, what else did we have on this show? Let's see. We had the Reaper, and I might be bad with these names. It was the Reaper Max Pulver against, I think the guy's his last name was Felix. I could be totally wrong again. Sorry that I'm bad with these names. This matchup, it was for some kind of championship. To me, every match was for the World Championship tonight because I couldn't tell with the bad sound system. So, this match started off in the crowd. Oh, this was a stretcher match. That's right. This was a stretcher match. The funniest thing with this stretcher match, mind you. So the stretcher that they used, to me, it looked like if you worked in a nursing home as like a nursing aide. Sometimes you have those residents that like are, kind of paralyzed, like they can't move or something, or they're just total care with stuff. So nursing homes will sometimes have like these like old-fashioned like shower chairs. They're real long and flat, so you can put the resident on there to take him to the shower room to wash him up and stuff. That's like what their stretcher was. It, like, no kidding, it was like that. It was like that's what it looked like. So this match was pretty good though. This match started off in the crowd and there was some brawling. We had some chair shots. Oh, that's one thing I'm also going to say about this show that I enjoyed versus, say, WWE on TV. The fact that there were, like, a couple chair shots to the head using weapons and stuff more. That really, like, made this awesome. It had, like, that old-school wrestling feel to it. So this match kind of goes back and forth. The other guy, Felix, took a nasty spot. He had the Reaper, like, on the stretcher, and he was on the ring apron, and he jumped off to do a splash on him. The Reaper moved out of the way. The guy just, like, crashed into the freaking stretcher, and, like, he broke the stretcher because the rest of the matchup, they had to, like, kind of hold up the stretcher, like, on one side just to be able to move it. Obviously, the goal was to push it back. Pushed it past the finish line or something. It's funny how a stretcher match is like a race. So this match was back and forth. There was some interference toward the end of it. I don't know who this guy was. To me, I was calling him Jock Sampson's half-black brother because the guy kind of looked like him, although he was a bit more muscular. Again, if I find out who like actually felt like who these other wrestlers were on the show, if I get more info, I'll fill y'all in, let you know. So Reaper won though due to the interference. I enjoyed this match. It was good. Yeah, the other guy like interfered and did some kind of like nasty powerbomb to him or something. Alrighty. Then we had like I think an intermission after this. I got a couple more autographs. Next we had a tag team triple threat matchup for like the tag titles. It was this team called the Ugly Ducklings. It was the Ugly Ducklings. It was a Team Storm. And there was this third team, and again, I'm sorry, I don't know who they are. I'm calling them American Alpha Numero Dos because they dress like American Alpha. And even though they were kind of bigger than them, like weight-wise, they were pretty damn athletic, doing all them flips and stuff. So this was a fun triple threat tag match. Team Storm won the match. This was like, there really wasn't like tag rules in this. It was just pretty much like all the guys fighting each other at once, which was nice. Team Storm won. There was this heel in the Cruiserweight Championship match at the beginning of the show. He like didn't win the match. He interfered in this match. He helped Team Storm win. It was him, and then also there was this valet and some other guy that was with Team Storm's corner. They all like interfered, helping Team Storm win. It was a fun match. One of the guys from the American Alpha team looked like he might have got injured during the match because at the end he was like kind of slow to get up and was on the ground. Don't know if it was so much like kayfabe of him taking the beating and having to look strong or not, but anyway, good matchup. I enjoyed it. There really wasn't a match on this show that I really didn't enjoy. What else did we have? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, so there's a tag team in this company called, like, the Fraternity. Team Storm had cut some promo on them or something, saying that they pulled some strings or something, so they couldn't be there. And they weren't on this show, so I don't know if they weren't booked. I mean, I don't know who this team is, but if any of you know, if they're good, let me know. Let's see. And now here's the match I'm really going to butcher. We had a World Championship matchup, another one, between two dudes that I do not know who they are by name. One guy obviously was a bad guy because he came out with a baseball bat. The champion who was a face comes out, and then the other guy jumps him from behind with the baseball bat, and so the face is selling like the ribs injury throughout the whole matchup. Kind of thought that was a little bit annoying to the, like, not so much his selling, but I thought what was annoying was the whole matchup. Like, you know how like when the good guys try to get the crowd into it, they occasionally like do like the stomp on they slam their hand on the mat or they stomp the mat to try to get the crowd to start cheering. He did this so many times during the matchup. It wasn't even like an occasional one. I mean, he did this so many times. I didn't understand it. Also, too, even though he did do some good selling, the champion did, I also just didn't like that he's still like, you know, executing moves, but then like holding the ribs. Like he should have did a little bit more of like, you know, attempting to execute it, but then not able to because of the pain. That's just my opinion. But I tell you what, though, unlike Seth Rollins, at least they actually sold a superplex very good in this matchup. Because I don't care what you say, the superplex is supposed to hurt the opponent just as much as it's supposed to hurt you. So, this matchup was good. I'm trying to think. I think there was interference in this matchup. Yeah, the champion like was about to win the matchup, and then someone came out and pulled the ref out of the ring. I remember that. Again, if I get a list of the names on these matches, I'll fill it in, and this will be a much better review, because I feel like I'm not doing the company any justice right now, even though it was a good show. Our semi-main event matchup was, her name was Sassy. She fought this thick black woman named, I think it was Lou Paul or DuPaul or something like that. This match was a little bit slow. It was all right. Sassy was cool. Like, pretty much it was like the bigger woman dominating the smaller woman most of the matchup, and then Sassy won with an inside cradle. Sassy had some charisma. The crowd was like booing the heck out of DuPaul, though. She cut some kind of promo, but the way the microphone sounds, she was just like screaming, and it was like, ah! Kind of thing. It was hard to like understand her. Just based on that, you just wanted to boo her. So, but it was all right. It was okay, a little matchup. Then the main event, which was the best match on the show in my opinion, it was this two luchador wrestlers. One's name was Penta. I believe he was a bad guy. The other one, I believe his name was Ray Phoenix. He was a good guy, and there was another guy named Facade. And pretty good matchup. It was a triple threat matchup. This was just a normal matchup, not for one of the many world championships that this company seems to have. Really good back and forth, lots of high-flying action. In fact, that's something I'll say for this show. For like the small ring they had, there was definitely a lot of high-flying action. It was definitely entertaining. So this match was my favorite too. We had like Canadian destroyers, we had hurricanranas, we had dives over the top rope. Phoenix really was like, to me, Facade was good, but Phoenix really was like the star of this matchup. One of my favorite spots on the show was in this matchup. Facade has this valet. I don't know her name. She has this valet. He has this valet, and there was this spot in the matchup where like he had gotten beat up pretty good, and she come in the ring and was like trying to tell the other guy to back off, you know, not break his arm or something like that, because he was about to put him like in this nasty arm bar, and she's begging and pleading with him for him not to do it. And so the guy doesn't do it, and this ends up super kicking her in the face. And, like, that was awesome. Because you never see that on WWE anymore. Like, you never see, like, guys assault women or anything like that, because it's not politically correct and whatnot. But in this promotion, it was, like, a super kick to the face. It was beautiful. I'm just, like, it's nice to see, like, you know, women taking the bumps like the men do and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why it's wrong for WWE to do that stuff. They used to do it. I don't know why it's so wrong nowadays, especially when it's wrestling. It's scripted and whatnot, but they got to be politically correct. So, anyway, who won this matchup? Let's see. I think Facade won this matchup, actually. Yeah, Facade won this matchup. Let's see. That's pretty much about it. Again, not a great review. Sorry, wasn't like jotting down notes during the show like crazy. I just was kind of putting little names on my phone to try to keep track of who the wrestlers were. And I didn't write down who won by this and won by that, because I was just trying to watch the show and be entertained, and it was a damn good show. So, definitely recommend if you live close to Ohio, or if you feel like making a journey like I did, check it out. Marietta, Ohio, Remix Pro Wrestling. It was a good show. And this town is awesome. You get to also get a shot of the beautiful Ohio River. So, anyway, fellas, that's my review. Peace out.